Hi, welcome back. So I'm back with a new topic, and today's topic is pros and cons of keeping camera on in online session. Now, many students as well as schools are shifting towards online education, and many teachers force students to keep their camera on. Sometimes the students are able to keep it on and sometimes they are not able to do that. Now let's see what are the pros and cons of keeping the camera on in an online session. So let's see the pros one by one. So pros are it contributes to the formation of sense of a common unity into the classroom. So it forms the sense of the community. What happens if all the students have kept the camera on? Now in the traditional education or in the traditional classrooms, what happens? The students sit on different benches, and at a time in a year student can't communicate with all the students or create a connection between all the students. But in the online class, when they see each other on the camera on single screen, multiple square faces they see over there screens, then what happened? There is a connection and the community connection built between the students. So this is one of the pros of keeping camera on. Now the second point is when other students can see what you're doing in the class, its focus used to concentrate. Now there are 10 students in the class and 8 students are doing their work properly and 2 students have kept their camera off. So teacher does not understand what they are doing. But due to the 8 students who are doing well, the 2 students who are not doing it properly will have a feeling of guilty and they will also keep their camera on, and it will force them to be concentrated in the class because the majority of the students are doing it properly. So it helps in forcing the students who are not good, they will also try to be good being in that situation. Now the third point is it conveys the message that you are paying attention in class. Now, from the gesture, the way you behave in the class, teacher understands that are you really understanding the topic? Are you really keeping focus in the class? Are you really having attention in the class? So, by just looking at your faces, by just looking at the students' faces, what teacher understand, like how the attention of student is, are they really understanding the topic or not? So that way teacher can identify the attention of the student in the class. So the students who are not keeping attention in the session, they can just tell them that to concentrate, so it will be helpful for them. Now the next point is the use of camera allows the teacher to better assess the needs of their students. Now sometime what happens, for example, if teacher is teaching a math sum and we are having 10 student examples, so 10 students are doing the sum properly and 2 students are not doing it. Okay, and on the camera teacher can see it that just they are scribbling on their paper and they're not doing it, they are just trying to show that they are doing it, but as the camera is on, teacher can see that they have not done anything, they're not doing anything. So it helps to teachers to access and assess the need, and as teacher is saying that they are not doing what she can do, she can explain it again or the teacher can explain it again, so it will be helpful. So if the cameras are on in the online classes for the students as well as teacher, it helps the teacher to assess the student properly and tell what the students are not doing and how they can do it to improve. So these are the 4 pros of keeping camera on in the online class. Now let's see the cons of keeping camera on. Now when no one else is around, it can be intimidating. Means what? Now I will tell you again the example of 10:2 ratio, that is 10 students are doing something and 2 are not doing it. Now this time it's opposite, 10 students are keeping their camera off and 2 students are keeping it on. So in this situation what will happen, the students who are keeping the camera off on, they will feel that, oh, others are not keeping it on, why should I do that? So this is a peer pressure they go through, and due to which they also have the feeling that, oh, I am only keeping it on, what others will feel, so they will also make it off. So this is a fear or the pressure students feel, and due to which they keep the camera off, and this is also con of keeping camera on in the class, the fear of feeling that. Now the second point is when students are being watched, they may find it difficult to participate. Now some students are introvert and some are extrovert. Now when they see, now some students are very clever they want to write something what teacher has told them. Now for example, teacher has given a task to write a essay. Okay, so as the camera is on, as students will be writing, what they will see, oh, teacher is observing me, and in the pressure of observing, in the pressure of someone observing them, they will get jumbled. They will just not feel like doing it. They will feel like someone is watching them continuously, and due to that fear, they won't be able to do the task in a proper way. So this can also be a con of having camera on in online class. Now the last point of con of keeping camera on is different living situation and distraction influence the camera use. Now all the students have kept their camera on and teacher is also teaching. Now suddenly what happened, one of the students in their background where the parents are doing some work, so it is distracting the other students also. In the background there is some noise, it can distract the other students also. Now these are the situations which can be distracting while studying when the camera is on. Now one more problem will be when the camera is on and the students has wake up early, but the room is not clean. The student will not feel to show the room to other students or the teacher. So what they will do, they will keep the camera off. So this is also a situation where they feel to keep the camera off. Now there is one more situation when they feel to keep the camera off is they just got up and they are just sitting for the class. They just brush their teeth and come up to the class. So these are the also situation where they don't want to show up themselves because they are not in a proper way they can show themselves to the class, but they want to attend the session, they want to understand it, they want to take the knowledge. So this is also a part where they don't want to keep the camera on. So these are the ways, or these are the pros and cons of keeping camera on in the online class. So in this situation, what teacher can do, teacher should try to understand the situation. It's okay, and also students should convey whatever their situation is, and if it's repeating again and again, then it's wrong. But if it's sometime, teacher will also understand you and she will help you that it will not happen again. So she will just give a chance that it should not happen again from next time. But keeping camera on is important because it increases the interactivity, it increases the sharpness of the students, it increases the students who are not doing it properly, they also start doing it in a proper way. So I think keeping camera on is important in the class, and these were the pros and cons of keeping camera on in an online class. So if you find value in my video, if you find my video to be useful, you can just be part of my VIP Facebook group. Thank you so much.